Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Leddy. Yo, welcome to So Serious Gaming, and I figured the solo king needs to give you some advice. I'm playing, man. I'm not really the solo king. I do, however, do a lot better in 1.4 than I was doing in 1.3. I do as good now as I did before 1.3, back in 1.2, 1.1, and you know, even since launch, and even like in the beta. I feel a lot more confident with it now, so I figured this would be a good time for me to put out a video just giving you guys that have to solo the DZ or want to go into the DZ but perhaps don't because you have to play solo or anything like that. So I wanted to give you guys some hints and tips as to what works for me, what I use, and things that I think will help you survive better and longer in the Dark Zone. So excuse me, I'm still a little bit sick, so I apologise if I'm coughing throughout this. One of the things I do now since 1.4 dropped is I use Banshee damn near all the time when I'm solo, unless I'm trying to get clips and test out new builds and things like that for build videos. Then I generally just run Banshee. If I'm just wanting to go in and have a bit of fun and just do work, farm, bit of PvP, things like that, I'll run Banshee, because if I'm not rogue, I'm never going to lose XP, I'm never going to lose DZ funds. Which is a perfect opportunity to go farm players, because you can then let them go rogue, and if they beat you, all you're going to lose is one DZ key, assuming you have a DZ key. If you have no DZ keys, you're going to lose nothing whatsoever. However, if you kill them, you're going to gain their XP, their DZ keys, and their DZ funds. So you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Obviously, if you go rogue, you lose that talent. But if you're going rogue, you're going rogue. Now, you'll see here, this is a perfect example. Now, these guys jumped me. Had they have killed me, I would have lost nothing. However, I beat them, so I gained everything. You know, it's kind of like, there's just no lose when you're using Banshee and you're not rogue in that sense. And obviously you get like the damage mitigation, so you take on, you know, assuming that they're not using Banshee as well, you're going to take 10% less damage from them. Whereas if you go rogue, you're going to deal 10% more damage to them. So, again, it has its advantages. Now, grenades are a big thing. When you're solo, using grenades, look, it staggers the whole team. It weakened one of them enough for me to end him, and boom, job done. And again, boom, job done. Grenades are so useful. Never ever underestimate them. Because they're 4 men. You have 1 gun. So, using things such as grenades, like in situations like that, to your advantage, it is going to put you in such a good place, especially when grenades deal so much damage. Another thing I never ever fail to do when I go in the DZ solo is I always run a concealed pulse. I will never ever run the DZ without a concealed pulse when I'm solo. There is okay. I tell a lie. Occasionally, I might run like the Seeker Mine or something like that if the teams that I'm coming up against require me to have that extra crowd control. Then I might do that. Now, this is the reason why I use Pulse. Be aware of your surroundings. Now, I heard these NPCs kick off, so that says to me something's aggroed them. I also know that those are the only NPCs that roam that section unless the supply drop drops there. So I know it's not NPCs that's drawn them in. Now, you'll see in a second, I'll kill this guy. Oh no, I won't kill him actually. I kill this shotgunner that comes running up here. I put the loot on, and the 3 guys come. Now, I've popped my conceal pulse, so they had no clue as to where I was. They must have assumed that I left. They thought I'd gone completely. Look, that guy see me there. He knows I've gone up here, because I ran into him. He knows I've gone up there, and his teammates coming up there, so you know they know that I went up there. But I dropped down. They have no clue where I am, and they try and hijack me. Now, had I not put my loot on, I would say, if you pop your pulse or you think there's somebody coming, just run. Just go to another extraction altogether. Don't even stick around. But me being me, I like PvP. I like these kind of odds stacked against me scenarios like this. It's 3v1. You know, they've got to cut my rope to get my loot to drop. But look, they're 2 men down. You know, grenades were helpful. The fact that I caught them unaware the way that I did was helpful. And Now they've only got one guy who's actually attempting to shoot at me, and you know, he's having a hard time doing it, and it's game over for him. He's done. So they came to hijack my extraction, and not only did they fail to do so, I got all my loot back, and I got a load of their loot as well that I frankly couldn't take with me because I was full. So that's why Conceal Pulse is helpful. Also, try and pay attention to things like medkits. Now, you'll see here on my medkits, I am running super low. This guy came back, tried to shoot me after I called the extraction back in from the last guys. It's actually one of the same guys. I called the extraction back in to go put the loot on, and this guy turns up. He goes rogue on me. He dies, but I realise my medkits are super low. I've got no ult. All I can rely on is my heal, and I can see the other teams coming back, you know, and I'll make a decision in a second, like, I'm gonna lose. I know I'm gonna lose because I can't. I've just used my last medkit there, you know. I've used the heal, I've used my last medkits, and now all I have is my heal, and as we now know, heals take a long time to cool down. So it was a case of pop the Conceal Pulse, turn around and just run. Just turn around, run it out, and you know, it isn't worth it. I've got a sack full of loot I want to keep. There was actually a firearms mod which had 200, I think it was 200 firearms on it and like 263 armor on it, so I really wanted to get that out because at the moment I'm stuck using a lot of the level 32 mods still. So that was something I really wanted to get out because it's going to improve my build. So be aware of your surroundings. Be careful, try and watch how you use your medkits and your heal rotations and things like that. If you're wanting to go rogue, kind of try and pay attention to what the players are wearing, what they're doing, and maybe even skills that they're using. If you see one of them drop, say, I don't know, a fire turret or a shock turret, pay attention to his name. Go for that guy first, because he's going to be the reason you die, because he's either going to set you on fire or he's going to shock you in one place and his team's just going to rape you. So go for that guy first, and then they don't have their crowd control. If they had, you know, like for example, back in 1.3, if they had a Reclaimer, because Reclaimer was pure AIDS in 1.3, you went for the Reclaimer first, because then they didn't have the explosive bullets and the instant rounds that would win them the gunfight, things like that. So little things go a long way when you're playing solo. Run a Conceal Pulse, run Banshee if you don't want to lose funds and XP, and if you're worried about running out of ammo, if you're the one wanting to go rogue, when you're running away from people, another thing I will say, when you're running away from people, if you're wanting to survive, say, a rogue timer, try and use cover with your Conceal Pulse. So if you run, say, through a building, down a street, try and take routes you know that has got a lot of cars, a lot of bus stops, a lot of signs, a lot of things that you can use to cover you. So if they get to a junction and they weren't sure which direction you go, try and go down the street that has a lot of cover so that they can't see you, and use your Conceal Pulse so that they lose you. And chances are you will get away. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. There was just a few hints and tips that I wanted to give you. Hopefully that has helped some of you guys that want to go in but don't because you have to play solo or you have a hard time going solo. If you did find it helpful, if you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Comment below, let me know what you think, guys, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Have a great day, guys. Peace out.